Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you, as always, for your tweets. Stevie Nicol and Julien with us. Jules, the first question is for you. And it said, did you really watch the Bundesliga or did you just enjoy yourself with PSG highlight videos?
Both. I mean, there's enough time in a weekend for both, you know, the biggest Ligue 1 games of PSG in the season against Amiens, for example. Great 4-4 draw if you fancy watching it. And then Bundesliga, even Bundesliga 2, I watched Karlsruhe against Darmstadt on Saturday lunchtime.
Oh my goodness, Jules, that is impressive. The next question is also for you, Jules. How's the Bundesliga defending been, of course, after you were pretty negative about the return of German football?
I mean, come on. I mean, they're not very good at defending when they're fully fit and when they've got fans in the stadium. So behind closed doors, after not playing for 2.5 months or something like that, it was actually better than I thought it would be defending-wise. It's more because I think attacking-wise, there's still a lot of rhythm to need to come back into the players and everything. So defensively, actually, I was not too disappointed this weekend.
Which is harder, Stevie, to get back into the defensive or attacking groove?
I would think attacking, definitely. Listen, attacking's the toughest job. That's why your centre forwards and your front men get paid more money than everybody else, because it's the toughest job. It's basically easier to defend, or it should be, if you do it properly. So, yeah, I would think getting 3, 4, and 5 players in the same rhythm from sitting on the backside for 2 months is going to be difficult to get back straight away.
Stevie, given ESPN Plus will broadcast Bundesliga games next season, which ESPN expert is the best and worst at pronouncing German club and player names?
Well, I don't think we've got a best, let's be honest. And the worst, and the worst is just toss a coin. My pronunciation, actually, when I put my mind to it, is actually very good.
Well, why don't you put your mind to it more?
Well, I don't want to overtax myself. Come on.
That's it.
Particularly in these times.
Jules, your pronunciation is pretty strong, isn't it, for German football?
I try. Marcotti pretends that he pretends he can speak every language in the world, so he thinks that his German is amazing. So he always comes up with, you know, the accent and everything. So I need to keep up. I try to keep up. And yeah, at least for name of clubs, you know, like Bochum, for example.
Oh, Bayern. That's a tough one.
Oh, Bayern, yeah. Players sometimes a bit harder on some of them.
Yeah.
I just like saying Borussia Mönchengladbach. You can just go around all day saying that. That's great fun. I don't even know if you're saying it right. How good will William Saliba be for Arsenal next season, Jules? Is he in the mould of Varane?
I believe he is, yes. He is in the mold of Varane. They've got a lot of similarities, actually, together. Not just the youth and how they burst onto the scenes in France with their respective clubs. Lens, obviously, for Varane around 10 years ago or so, and then Saint-Etienne with Saliba now. Yeah, I think there's certainly a path that Saliba would want to follow. I think it was the right thing to do for him and for Arsenal as well, to leave him another year in France on loan at Saint-Etienne, for him then to come back this summer to England and to Arsenal. And I think having gained a lot of maturity from his season in Ligue 1, especially with the injury he had to come back and work really hard to come back to his level. So I think that will help him a lot. And also because this year was very much a transition year for Arsenal. Not that he knew that last summer, but it became a transition year with Arteta. So I think he would be very good for Arsenal coming into the summer. Even if he's still very young, I think it would be a very good signing.
You mentioned Arsenal, Jules gets all excited, goes on a big monologue.
No,
off.
You asked me about a player who plays there. I don't have the choice.
I know, but you love a bit of Arsenal, Jules. Right, since we can actually hear the players on the pitch, Stevie, during these Bundesliga matches, who was the most vocal player on the pitch that you played with or coached?
Oh, Dalglish. Never shut up.
Oh, really?
Aye. Oh, never shut up. It didn't matter who had the ball or where they were on the field, you would hear him because he wanted it. And if he didn't get it, he wanted to know why he didn't get it. So he was talking constantly, but mostly because he wanted the ball.
As a coach as well?
Not particularly. You know, I had a couple of the older guys that would talk when it was necessary,
Yeah.
but we really didn't have anybody who just would go around and just become constantly yattering away, give me it, go, stay, you know, come back. You know, just we didn't really have any of them in our team.
Jules, it follows up by asking you to name a player you could hear talking while covering a game pitch side.
Well, that's a good one. I mean, it's not my answer to the question, but this weekend, if you watch the Borussia Dortmund Schalke game, for example, and if you speak French, you could have heard Todibo insulting Erling Haaland's mother quite very, very clearly just before a corner. So, you know, not everybody can speak French or understand swearing in French, but if you do, then
Is that why he elbowed them? Is that why he elbowed them, Jules?
I'm not sure if Haaland understood everything that Todibo told him during that game, and especially that, or maybe someone like Guerrero or someone else at Dortmund who speaks French translated it to him. But maybe the two are linked. But from when I was pitch side, hearing on the back of my head like that, I can't really remember. But I remember a few players who were always trying, and I'm sure Stevie had the example, where you play against and they would actually be against you in the team, but they would still talk to you like if they were a teammate. You couldn't see, for example, they would ask you to leave the ball if the ball was coming up, to try to influence you like that, and for you to, although they're not in your team, but trying to mess up a bit with you by talking almost like if they were a teammate, but they were actually in the other team.
No, that's like schoolboy stuff, isn't it?
Of
If you
course
go leave
it
it,
is.
and then
That's where
you
it
leave
comes
it, you
from.
take it away. Stevie, that doesn't happen in real life, does it?
No. No.
There you go.
You've got to be. You've either got to be a schoolboy or stupid to fall for that kind of nonsense.
Or Jules, apparently.
Or Jules, yeah, there you go.
this-
You got three choices.
This is from Steve Nichols' golfing pushcart. Stevie, you had an accident. You fell down a hole. Did you? Are you okay?
Oh. I'll tell you what, it's a good job it was me and not one of the other older geezers that play there. I mean, I was walking down the hill, coming off the first green, and halfway down the hill, there was just a huge pothole, and of course I'm pushing my cart, and so I can't see it, and I'm talking away. So I'm talking to Ali on my left, and Craig's down the bottom, and his buggy, he had the sulk on because he'd had a double bogey or something. And then the next minute, I just hit the deck. Clubs went flying everywhere. My face was in the dirt. Alejandro was on his back, kicking his legs in the air, laughing his head off. The other guy we were playing with, Joe, such a nice guy, was all concerned if I was okay. And then Craig couldn't care less.
No, that sounds about right. Right. So Steve Nichols' golfing pushcart asked Stevie, who would win a Champions League final? 2011 Barca or 2019 Liverpool?
Ooh, tell you what.
Oh, come on, it's not difficult.
Are you, so why do you go ahead and answer the question? Because clearly you're going to go, Barcelona are the only winner.
Oh, yeah, well, that's really sticking my neck out, isn't it? 2011 Barcelona,
Well,
most
so
people would say was the greatest Champions League final performance we've ever seen. Liverpool beat Spurs, rubbish
Oh,
game.
that one game. Well, you never said one game. You never said you said between that Barcelona side and the Liverpool side today. It's not a straightforward answer.
Yeah.
Barcelona then.
All right,
we're
okay.
heads. What you want the answer or no? We're head and shoulders above anybody else in Europe. And right now, guess who's head and shoulders above anybody else in Europe? Liverpool.
They're out of Europe. Atletico Madrid beat them. How can they be head and shoulders above
Shut
everyone in
up.
Europe?
They lost a game. Here we go.
Oh, no, facts.
Here we
Facts.
go.
Oh, dear. Jules?
Oh, that's I don't know. I mean, I guess that Barca team at that time was so unplayable at times, but so was the Liverpool of 2019 with Klopp and Salah in that front three and everything. I would go for a 3-2 win Barca, but really, really tight game.
Yesterday, Shaka called Stevie the least smart person at ESPN FC. Stevie, what are your thoughts on this?
What?
Have you seen his hair recently?
What's his hair got to do with it?
I tell you what, that's a smart move, keeping your hair like that, isn't it? How smart must you be?
Stevie, shots fired from Mr. Hislop.
No, I'm disappointed because he's taking the easy way out. Because he knows I couldn't care less. He knows it'll just go right off my back. Water off a duck's back.
Who's smarter, Jules, you or Gab?
Oh, come on. Come on, Gab is all pretends. That's what he does. He pretends like he can speak all the language in the world. He pretends that he knows every player, every manager, every tactic and this and that. But actually, if you look carefully and if you listen carefully, he said the same thing all the time. It's me, no doubt.
There we go then. Good, that's a topic for your podcast tomorrow. Thank you very much then. ESPN FC are back on your screens tomorrow. Be sure to send in your tweets. Thank you very much for your questions. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.